RadioRadioX. This is Rob Smittix Worldwide. We just heard, of course, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On to start out the hour. And as I mentioned before, we do have a special guest in studio right now, Prince Sprauve. What's up, man?
What's going on? Talk to me nice or don't talk to me at all, man. If you talk to me nice, I might let you talk to me twice. Be in the building. I'm honored to be here, man. I appreciate the invite.
Nah, man, the honor's all mine. Well, first of all, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of your work.
I appreciate it.
And I love that. Speak to me nice, don't speak to me at all.
Yeah, man. I've been saying that for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? So I love the term. It really depicts how I'm feeling. You know, I like people to talk to me nice. Don't talk to me at all.
But it also reminded me of a little intro you did for the video.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact.
You gotta check that out. What I'm referring to, and you can find it on YouTube, it's a video where old school rap meets new school rap.
Yes.
And it's not just about the rap and the music, but it's also about the generational kind of gap and, you know, what the young kids are going through versus what, well, nowadays we call them the old heads.
Yes.
We're old heads, man. When did we get to be old heads?
I know, that's crazy. Shout out to my boy 80G,
Yes.
Pesh, TKV, Young T, 3P. Shout out to all the guys that was on that, man. I definitely appreciate them. I think we just wanted to send a message on that.
Yeah.
You know, something creative, but something that we felt like haven't been addressed or haven't been done. You can go check out that cypher. It's old school versus new school. You can type in Prince Sprauve. It should be on YouTube.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, and it blew my mind when I first saw it. First of all, 80 and Pesh, been friends with them for a little while now. Definitely support what they're doing. Support what they're doing for the community as well.
All the way.
They're out there with 518 Snug.
Yep.
And I've done a lot of snug walks myself, and you know, it really it hits home. The gun violence that's happening in our communities. It hurts, man. And
no, I mean, it does hurt. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do to address it. I think everybody is trying to put in their little part to try to do what they can.
Yep.
Snug and Peshinum is doing what they can. I'm doing what I can, which really leads us into like The Last Shot. Like The Last Shot really is a movie about gun prevention. You know, that's the reason why that film was even made in the first place, you know? So, I mean, nowadays, I mean, we're living in a time where, like, we don't know what's going to happen. You can walk into a place and end up getting shot over something that you had nothing to do with, you know? And, if you even look at July 4th that just passed, I mean, we had about 10 killings those was done by young people, you know? So it's pretty bad out here, man.
It is. It's always, you know, I grew up in Arbor Hill and the South End. That's where I grew up. And, you know, first of all, there's a lot of terminology that over the years it kind of changed. A lot of people have used the term, I'm sure you heard, you know, a bad neighborhood. I don't like that term at all. Certainly, they're tough neighborhoods.
Right. It's challenging neighborhoods. I do agree with that, because I think for the most part, I think we have to accept the fact that, even when you talk about ghettos, when people talk about ghettos, like that was created. That wasn't something that was just formed, right?
Yep.
So, you know, as humans, we're creatures of habit. So if I see the same thing every day, I'm looking at the same thing every day, I'm getting the same energy every day, I'm looking at vacant houses, I'm looking at all of this going on in front of me, I'm more likely to adopt that behavior versus the behavior that says that I can be something.
Sure.
So a lot of these young people that are gifted, talented, have all the things and the dreams in the world to be successful, don't see that. I don't see a way out. I don't see where I can succeed at, right? So if I don't really see a way out, people say, I was talking to somebody one time and they was talking about, well, it's just a decision. And I was like, I agree with you. It is a decision, right? It is a decision to do right and do wrong, right? It is a decision to get up and go after it, right? I said, but I don't think a lot of people understand the power of their decision. I don't think it's that they don't know that they have a decision. They don't understand the power of their decision. They don't understand that even if I say that I want to be a doctor and I'm willing to take everything that's going to come with that, not understanding that if I say I want to be a doctor, I'm going to have to go through every trial and every tribulation to actually be that. Right. And usually when you haven't had somebody to actually teach you how to persevere through these things, we usually default to what's easier, right? Or what's more accessible. Yep. And we all know everything that's wrong is way more accessible than everything that's right. Absolutely. So for the most part, I wouldn't call it bad neighborhoods either. I would just call it challenging neighborhoods because I think every neighborhood has their own challenges. Sure. I mean, right now, my daughter is in private school. Those kids are not no different from any kids inside of the public school. They're going through the same exact thing. The only difference is that it's a smaller environment and it's more controlled because of the number. Correct. Where you have 400, 500 students in the school versus 2,500 students in the school. Those are two easier things to maintain. And every parent don't have the money to actually pay for their kids to go to school. So, like, my daughter's been in public school all the way up until 8th grade. Now she's in high school, but those kids is no different from the kids in the public school.
Sure, no, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for the most part, I just think we just need to find our rhythm. I think we're entering into some weird times. It's like some weird, I don't even know, like, right is wrong, wrong is right. Social media has convoluted everything, big time, right? So it's like if you talk about what's right, you sound like you're preaching. You sound like it's like, and it is weird because everything that's negative get the most attention.
Sure.
You know. I mean, think about how you got to get clicks and views, right? So if you and I was in this studio fighting, that would go viral.
It would.
Right?
Maybe we'll arm wrestle.
Yeah.
We can do that.
but if you and I were in the studio fighting, that would go viral versus we could be talking about something real that can benefit and change people's lives. But it's like people want it, but they don't want to hear it.
Sure.
So there's this weird time of like, how do we get the message across? And we got to be unique. That's why I felt like The Last Shot was so creative and so dope in so many levels because I don't know a film like it.
Yeah. Now let's just take it back just a moment. The Last Shot that we're talking about is a short film that you did recently.
Yes.
It's been out. It just hit the Roku Channel.
Yes, it did.
And I've already I watched it before. Now that I hit the Roku Channel, it's almost like very like legitimized.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
it is.
I've watched it several times since I hit the Roku Channel.
Yes.
But this is a very emotional story. It's a true story.
Yes, it is.
And if you could tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, shout out to the Boys and Girls Club. You know, shout out to the city of Schenectady. Shout out to the people of Schenectady in the region of the 518. I think what happened was the Boys and Girls Club ended up getting some gun prevention funds. And we ended up talking about what could be done. And I said, listen, I think if we're going to do a story, we got to do something real. We got to do something. And Big Eddie, who actually approached me several years back to actually do a documentary on Eddie Stanley, I told him, I said, I think your son deserves a bigger story. I said, so film is not about what sounds good. Film is about the timing and who cares about it, right? I said, this story deserves a budget. Yes. So I ended up approaching Big Eddie, and he basically was on board. And so the unique thing about this project was I chose Eddie Stanley because he was a great basketball player, but he wasn't in the streets, but he was around the streets. Sure. So he was a kid that was loved by everyone.
Yep.
Coaches, the school district, you know, the hood. Yeah. He was a kid that was loved by everyone. There are certain kids that died by gun violence and, you know, it can be debated, well, you know, it was in the streets.
Yep.
Right? They had it coming to them, right? But this couldn't be debated. This is one of them things where it was like a normal 15-year-old that loved life, loved basketball, right? Was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? And ended up getting shot 5 times over a pair of keys. Over nothing. Senseless. Nothing. Literally senseless. So we're not talking about somebody that nobody knew. We're talking about somebody who had all the dreams and all the opportunities in the world. He could have went to just about any D1. He
was a rising star.
Yeah. He was definitely a rising star. I recorded him playing. Yes. You know, even in the film, when you see him actually, the real Eddie Stanley going to the hoop, that was me in the stands recording that. Yep. Right? So, and for the most part, this story really hit home because I didn't use actors. I used a lot of the people that was there that night, or either the people that was close or family members. The father is in it. Taisha, his girlfriend that watched him, that was there that night, is in it. Yeah. While we're filming, she's basically telling us what happened. You know, she's guiding the whole situation. Right. And my thing is this, it don't get no more real than that.
Oh, no.
All right? So, like, I don't feel like actors are actors.
Sure.
This is not acting.
They lived it.
They lived it.
They lived it.
Right?
And just so those that are listening, you could grasp the concept of what we're saying is that these are the people that experienced it in real life, and they're in the movie doing it as well. And to relive that is so fun.
Man. So, I mean, there were times we had to stop.
Absolutely.
You know, there were times where I had to have, like, support systems on set where we had to stop, and I had to let people, like, take a break for a second. There was even stuff that we didn't shoot because we couldn't finish on certain scenes. Yeah. It was just too emotional, especially the scene where Eddie got shot. He's on the ambulance stretcher, and the father is coming in. He just got the call. He pulls up. He runs up to the stretcher. And that particular scene was so emotional for everyone on there because it felt too real. Yeah. It felt like we're literally back in 2011. This is 2021, 2022 that we're shooting this, which is almost a decade later, but it literally feels like 2011 when it happened. Yeah. We shot it in the same exact house where the party took place. Wow. I pulled the real 911 calls. And I mean, even while I'm editing and I'm sitting there going through the 911 calls, I'm saying to myself, this is horrifying. Yeah. I remember being in these parties. I remember growing up like this. I don't expect it. Like, Eddie Stanley was a normal 15-year-old kid that snuck out. Yep. Just like any other 15-year-old would. Yep. I've snuck out tons of times.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Sorry, Mom.
And end up shot over a pair of keys, rental keys. You could have done anything. You could have broke the window. You could have called 911 to just pop the lock. You could have called the rental place in the morning. You literally, and now here's the kicker. The person that did it was a grown man.
Yes.
33 years old, he was a grown man. So, like, that blew my mind. It's just like, wow, like, when are we going to get to the point where this stuff is not cool? When I made the film, and I told the Boys and Girls Club, I told everybody, I said, listen, when we make this film, it's going to be raw and it's going to be unfiltered. Yep. I need people to see it in its rawest form because I need you to understand, and I just want to ask you one question. Are you okay with this? That's the question. I want you to look at it. I want you to feel it. I want you to process it. I want you to are you okay with this? And if you're not okay with this, then my next question is, what are you willing to do?
Yep. Yeah. It's a very heavy film. Just you talking about the stories, tearing up a little bit almost because, the film made me cry every time. And real men do cry.
No, listen, not for nothing. As a director, to even put myself in that place, I remember coming up from Brooklyn, because that's where I'm originally from. I was in town seeing my mom, and I had spoke to Big Eddie, and I had to pick his brain on what that night was like for him. Right. And I came up to the city. As I'm driving back up to Schenectady, I put my mind, and I said, you know what? I'm going to ask myself, what if it was my son?
Sure.
I have a 9-year-old son, right?
That's hard to even comprehend.
Right.
To think about it.
My son is older. He's 15. Snuck out. Had no idea. And I get a call in the middle of the night that my son has been shot 5 times. I put myself in that space. Let me tell you something. I cried for 30 minutes. And even I had got so deep in my thoughts, even when I told myself that it wasn't real, I couldn't turn it off. Right. Because I had convinced myself that it was my son. So I had a very small glimpse, snapshot of what Eddie's mom and dad experienced losing their son.
Yeah.
Like, no parent should ever lose their child like this.
Not at all.
Not at all. It's like life accidents, we get it. Natural causes, we get it. But over keys?
Right. No rhyme, no reason, just ego.
And you making everybody line up. You making everybody do.
I've been to parties
like
that.
make it make sense.
You know? Yeah, no, it's deep. And like I said, you know, stuff hits home. One of my good friends growing up basically got shot and killed right outside of my house. But one of my other friends is the one that did it. And unlike the movie, we didn't really feel, I think, a lot of sympathy for the killer in that movie.
Right.
Especially when it comes to like the court scene, you see the attitude and stuff. But what a lot of people do miss, and this is something that Snug teaches, is that, you know, it's two families.
It's two families
that are destroyed.
It's two families.
Yep.
Because one can't get their life back and the other life is gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So it's like, he's gone off to jail for the rest of his life. His family, his daughter, his son, if he had any kids, right?
Yep.
They don't get to see their father no more, right? So it's like, when you take somebody's life, you're really taking your own.
Yeah, absolutely. You're taking your own.
You're taking your own.
And, you know, I mean, it goes back to like the whole thing of like count to 10.
Right.
You know, just think about it. Like the rest of your life, this other person's life, all these people's lives that are involved are all affected just by you making a split decision.
A split decision. Listen, this is my motto. If it's not over my kids, if it's not over my life, if it's not self-defense, it ain't worth it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not something where I got to protect my family, you ran in a house or something up to that nature, I don't like it. And I think that's a big problem in our community, because in my community, we don't know how to walk away, right? Walking away means that, you know, you look weak.
Yep.
I don't think there's nothing weak about preserving your life.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
I don't think it's like, when you think about that concept, when I think about when I was growing up in Brooklyn, I grew up in the 90s, all right? I grew up in Fort Greene Projects. So at that time, we didn't have the internet. So if somebody said they was coming, they was coming.
Yeah.
Okay, and you had to be outside.
Yep.
You wasn't in the house behind a keyboard, all right? You had to be outside, right? And if you was outside, if you really wanted to be that guy, then you had to go through the channels, okay?
Right.
So my thing is, I grew up in a place where I most definitely could have lost my life over a look.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Staring at somebody too long could cost you your life.
The look is a big thing.
So when you look at that behavior and you ask yourself, like, what is that, right?
Yep.
Why do we do that? Well, that's learned behavior from generations of us dealing with poverty and just all types of stuff.
Sure.
And my thing is like, now that we are to the forefront and we have an opportunity, we got to smarten up.
Yeah.
We got to say, hey, listen, this happened, right? And it was horrific that we went through this, but now we got to take matters into our own hands. 70 years ago, I couldn't probably be here on a radio station doing what I'm doing with you right now.
Right. I would have had you though.
Right. I appreciate that. But times has changed, right? And not everybody is floating on the same boat, right? That's right. It's up to us to dictate and paint our own narrative, right? And say, look, I tell these stories because I know these stories won't be told. I know these stories won't be told. I know Hollywood is not going to take this story. And even if they did, they would do it in a way that would say, we want to make money off of this. That's what we're interested in. We're not interested in the story. That's why I'm a filmmaker, bro. It's like, I'm a filmmaker not because I want to be some big producer in Hollywood. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Right? All that is like, it's really shallow to me. What matters to me is that I feel like God gave me a camera to tell stories that no one else is willing to tell or wants to tell.
Yes. Yep.
And for that very reason, because God gave me this gift, I use this platform to actually have impact on people. That's why my films go so far, because it's not just about the film. Then you're taking people from the community who who are first-time actors. You don't even know these people are first-time actors.
Not at all. I mean, I know that from talking to you. I know that because I know some of the people in the films. But no, it is not obvious.
No, it's not obvious.
They're doing it well.
No, they're doing it well because I require 150%.
Mm-hmm.
When you come on that set, you got to understand, we only get one chance. We don't get second and third. We don't get another time to say, you know what, guys, let's come back 2 weeks from now and let's do X, Y, and Z. No. That's not how it works in movies. You get one shot. That's right. Okay? And you got to do it right. So everybody that we pick and everybody that we work with, they understand the mission. They understand what this is. And my thing is, it's like, not only are we telling a story, we're giving the community first-time actors, we're addressing issues, we're changing lives on the way because their life is being changed.
Oh, for real.
You know, my life is being changed.
Yep.
And my thing is that I want to continue to use film for the betterment of people, period, across the board.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what neighborhood you come from, what's your background, nationality, anything. It doesn't matter. I want to use, if you've recognized somebody in my films that say, wow, that really, I want to do something about that. Yes. I did my job.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
I made you think.
Well, that you definitely do.
Yes. Yes.
Everything I've seen so far, you definitely get those feels
I definitely appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that.
Well, if you got a little time to stick around, just got to pay some bills. You gonna hang out for a
Yes,
bit?
of course, man.
All right, we'll be right back with Prince Sprauve. This is great, man. Thank you.
No problem.
RadioX, Rob Smittix. Just heard Diggable Planets right there, Where I'm From. And yes, we still got Prince Sprauve in the house, in the building right now. We're going really deep about the movie projects, in particular, The Last Shot, which you can now see on the Roku Channel. And let me tell you, dude, having it on the Roku Channel is way better than cable, man.
Oh,
nobody's paying for cable these days.
Way better.
You just got the cable internet.
Facts.
Everybody's got Roku.
I mean, to think about that. A 36. First of all, let's make this clear. Mm-hmm. Short films don't make it onto major platforms like that.
Haven't seen many.
Yeah, you haven't seen many, right?
No.
That's how good The Last Shot is.
Oh, it's excellent.
All right. So if you haven't seen The Last Shot, you got to go see it. Keep in mind that it's first-time actors, first-time people that's doing this for the first time, and the very fact that I cracked the code and I figured it out. I remember after 2022, when we premiered The Last Shot at Proctor's, it was almost 1,800 people there, right? Yeah. That showed up to the theater. And at that time, I said to myself, that was my third premiere. That was the third time I had did that. So for me, by that time, it was like, okay, this is too easy. At this time, I have to go to the next level, which is why I end up going, I end up traveling to all of the film festivals. I went to France. I went to the Cannes Film Festival. I talked to over 120 distributors. I want to know I want to know how do I get my stuff on TV now? Yeah. What do I do? I have to go through this, and then I figured out, you need an aggregator. You need somebody that's the middleman. Mm-hmm. All right, so the middleman is really what speaks on your behalf. And then you got to find somebody that's trustworthy, that you can even speak, that's going to speak for you.
Right.
And at that time, I figured out, it took a year and some change for The Last Shot to actually get on Roku. It's actually set to get on other platforms. But also Cradle, one of my other films. Mm-hmm. That's a full feature film about teenage pregnancy. That'll have to be on Plex, Samsung, Hoopla, and I think Foursome TV. Yes.
Nice.
The Last Shot will be on Foursome TV as well. So these are platforms that movies are being streamed all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And my thing is like now that I've figured out how to get distribution, now I'm doing nothing but short films, taking them to the film festivals, from the film festivals to get funded or to get, put on certain platforms. Like there's a recipe here.
I see that.
I mean, and not for nothing, for somebody that started out in Schenectady High School with just a JVC camera, and now I'm watching my films on TV. It's like talk about following your dream and talk about your dream coming to life. I'm encouraging anybody out there that's listening to this. If you got a dream and you think it's not going to happen, I dare you to stay consistent. I dare you to continue doing what you're doing. And eventually, all you have to do is be right once.
Right.
That's all you need to do. You can fail 1,000 times. I like to call it the Thomas Edison effect.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? It's like 1,000 experiments, but all I need to do is be right once to change the world.
That's right. That's
Right? So, and that's what I tell people. It's like the resilience. Like, I love film. I love film so much to the point I can't see myself doing anything else. Somebody asked me on a panel one time and said, what's your plan B if film don't work? There is no plan B.
Mm-hmm.
There is no plan. There is a plan A.
Yes, there is.
And that's to be a film director. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to do nothing else. I don't want to be a car. I don't want to be a mechanic. I don't want to be in sales. I don't want to do customer service. I want to do film, movies for the rest of my life.
Well, with what I've seen so far, man, it looks like you're on that journey. I mean, you're putting out some really quality work, too.
I appreciate that, man.
I mean,
I definitely appreciate that. I also just shot 2 films. One of my films called The Walls. I was a lead producer on that project. Shout out to Dakota Ticelli, who was the director on that film. We actually did a movie with Mark Menchaca from Ozark. It was a prison escape film, super dope. Now I got another film I just shot last month called Seat at the Table.
Yep.
Shout out to the Seat Center, because that film is really a resemblance of the model of Seat Center that says everybody deserves a seat at the table.
Love that.
All right, so when you think of a table, you think of a feast. When you think of a feast, you think of Big Mama. When you think of Big Mama, you think of life lessons. All right, so that these are the type of films that I'm putting out, realistic films. Look out for that stuff, man. And we moving, man. We moving, we grinding, we taking things to the theaters, man. That's the dream.
Well, if you ever need somebody, man, I haven't done anything. I've got no experience whatsoever, but I think I could do it, man.
Listen. Everybody that's out there, everybody's a character in their own right.
Right? Well, that I definitely.
Like life itself, it's a movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like I'm making a movie about the movie.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm living in a movie, but I'm making a movie about the movie. So my thing is like, you know, I try to fit people also within their personalities. So let's just say for whatever reason, this character needs to be loud. Well, if you're already naturally loud, it's easy for me to just shape and tone and just help you channel that energy into acting.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, I'd love to try it. I'm not putting any pressure on you.
Nah, I got you, man.
I've been dying to do it for a long time. One of the only things I haven't done, I was actually in a movie for like a couple of seconds before.
Yeah.
It's on I think Paramount Plus or one of those.
Okay.
Ones, The Real Will Wood.
Okay.
Where I just ended up in it, and Will Wood himself is like drawing a picture on my head. It's the weirdest trippy movie out there. So I guess I do got one credit.
Nah, you know, listen, that's how it starts. All it takes is like literally just one time.
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody, man, like my thing is when I deal with actors and first time actors, the real question is, are you willing to give me 150%? All I need is passion.
Yes.
Right? So I remember, shout out to, rest in peace to Bill Ziskin. He was the theater teacher at Schenectady High School. He was one of my mentors when I first started and picked up a camera. I used to me and him used to drink coffee every day. And I remember on my first movie, Fast Life, I was having a hard time keeping everybody together. And I remember sitting with him, and I was just sitting there complaining. He was just like, and he was just listening. And he was about 20, 30 years older than me. And he literally walked around, looked at me and said, passion draws people. Changed my life.
Yeah.
So it was like the concept was, all I have to do is fall in love with film and people will follow.
Seems to be working.
It has worked ever since. It has worked ever since. So I tell people, so that's my motto. When you get on a set, I just need you to love it.
Yeah.
Because if you love it, when stuff go wrong, your love is going to override that wrong. Your willingness to try things and work through it. Shout out to TKV, who was in, he just played the main character in Seat at the Table. And he's a young man that's been working with me since 14. He was on set, going back and forth to the hospital while his mother was in the hospital, dealing with cancer. So this is what I'm saying. Like,
right.
He's coming to rehearsals, leaving rehearsals, going straight to the hospital.
Yep. Real people living real lives.
It's like, you can't pay for that type of passion. I can't pay you for that.
Right.
I can't. Because in his right, he had every right to be like, yo, this is just not a good time.
Sure.
And I would have totally understood,
Absolutely.
right? But for him to say, I love this so much that in spite of my deepest pain,
Sure.
I'm choosing to channel this into something greater.
Absolutely.
For myself, for my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's powerful.
Yeah.
And that's what true art is, man. Every artist out there, every creative out there, you trying to do this, man, go hard, man. Absolutely. Give 120%. Don't care what nobody say. Keep at it, man.
Absolutely. Keep it at it. Prince Sprauve, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Got like a minute or so left. Anything else that good vibes?
Hey,
any
listen,
words of
man.
inspiration?
Listen, I tell people all the time, man. Listen, I started from the bottom for real. All right, I started from the projects. I'm from mice and roaches. I ain't never scared to tell my story. And now look where I'm at right now. If I started from there, you can make it too. You know, it's nothing you can't do. It's nothing you can't go after. And most of all, I want to give to my biggest inspiration, and that's God. You know, God has blessed me. He's given me favor. And I just want to give him the most praise and tell him thank you for all of the connections and everything and all of the people that he put in my life. And most of all, my kids, everybody that's out there, to you, Rob, to the station.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you guys having us.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to working with y'all in the future.
Absolutely. One of the next times we work together would be one of your next films.
Yes.
And you'll see a little credit say, Tough Guy number 1, Rob Sniddix. That's me.
Got you. Heard you, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes.